friends, welcome back to the channel. And welcome to Old School April. So today is April the 2nd, Sunday, April the 2nd, and we've been waiting for this month to kick off for such a long time. So if you're participating in Old School April, make sure to let me know what team you're on down below. I know we're gonna have an amazing time this month, and if you don't know what that is, make sure you go back and watch previous videos, and also go check out the other hosts as well. Everybody is having such an amazing time with this, and it's just going to be going all month long. So today I wanted to do just a really casual sit down video with you guys. No makeup, no fancy outfits or anything. My skin is actually horribly broken out right now because of stress, so I didn't want to cover it up with all kinds of toxins. And yeah, so I wanted to share some books with you guys. These are ones that I actually hauled before the holidays. It was part of my Yule gift to myself, and I got them all from my friend Marissa's shop. She runs Spooky Sellables. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about her before. Make sure to go check out her Etsy shop. And all of these they have nothing to do with horror. So I have a whole bunch of vintage sort of series that I learned about through reading Paperback Crush, which you guys know I love that book. It's a book about books. So we're gonna jump into these, and I hope you guys enjoy the haul, and I hope you're as excited about these series as I am. A lot of them I never heard about before, but I'm so excited to start collecting these and putting them up on my shelves. So first and foremost, I mean, speaking of my shelves, they're a bloody mess right now. I've been doing a lot of reorganizing and trying to shift things around so I can make room for more hauling and yeah, and more collecting, because we all know that vintage reads and vintage horror is where my heart lives. But like I said, today is all about vintage kind of teen girls series, nothing to do with horror. And for me personally, when I was growing up, Babysitter's Club, like most people, was my go-to. I gobbled those books up, and I actually have quite a large collection of them as well. I also read some Sweet Valley. Sweet Valley wasn't really my thing. Babysitter's Club was totally my go-to. So these ones, like I said, never read as a kid, never even heard of most of these before, but I'm so excited to read these, and let me know if you guys read any of these series down below. So the first girl series is The Fabulous Five. It's a Bantam book series by Betsy Haynes. So this is actually a spin-off series to her Taffy Sinclair series. If you don't know about this, it's about a group of girls, I believe they were in grade 6, that got together and they really hated this one girl named Taffy Sinclair. And this series is a spin-off. I think the girls are a little bit older. So this was kind of, what is it, late 80s into the 90s, and there were 32 books in this series. So I mean, we all know what goes on in these. There's crushes and life lessons and cheesiness and girls just being girls and being friends and enemies and all the things. So out of this series we have number 6, The Parent Game. So it looks like this might have something to do with somebody getting a step parent. Then we have number 13, The Christmas Countdown, and then number 14, 7th Grade Menace. And I just love the covers. Of course, the covers on these vintage series are just, this is where it's at for me. I just love looking at the covers. They make me so nostalgic and so happy. And then number 23, Mall Mania. So of course, back in the 80s and 90s, everybody hung out at the mall. I don't think that's a thing anymore, but hanging out at the mall and hanging out at the food court was big back in that period. So really excited to have a couple of these and start my collection. Never read any of these, never read any of the Taffy Sinclair, but like I said, I did hear about it in Paperback Crush, and I know this was quite a popular one. And then the next girls series is Pen Pals. So did you guys have pen pals when you were growing up? I had a couple actually of pen pals, and it was a lot of fun when we were younger. To get a letter in the mail was a big thing. And so this is by Sharon Dennis Wyeth, and they came out in kind of the early 90s, so I think it was 1990 to 91, and there are 18 books in this series. So for the ones that I picked up, we have number 5, Sam the Sham, number 6, Amy's Song, number 11, Roommate Trouble, and again, look at these wonderful covers. And then the last one that I have, oh, this is a super special. So this is another one. So I mean, you know, Fear Street, you have the super chillers. Babysitter's Club, you have super specials. Sweet Valley had something like that as well. So this is a super special number 2, Summer Sizzle. So this is a summertime one. And of course, it looks like models out of a Sears catalog. So a couple of books out of that one as well. Really, really excited to have these to add to the collection. And unfortunately, I couldn't find out really anything about these. So when I was preparing this video, I wanted to see if I could find out kind of at the core what the books were about. But all I know, it's about pen pals. So that's all I have for you guys. And then the next one up, so this one was really hard to find anything on. So this is the Always Friends Club. So from what I can see, there's no numbers on these books, but I do know that it is a series by Susan Myers, and I also don't know how many in the series there are. So the first one is called Cricket Goes to the Dogs. And then the next one is Beautiful Brittany. So we've got some photography going on here. And it says, can being fashion models spell disaster? So it looks like the girls are getting into some shenanigans there. So like I said, not a whole lot on this series. I believe it's super short. It wasn't out for very long, but still wanted to put it in my collection. So the next one is super funny, actually. From what I've read, this is actually a Christian teen series from the early 90s. So don't know how much Christianity is in these, but I thought I'd pick them up anyway. They look super cute. So this is the Best Friends series by Hilda Stahl. So the first one here we have is number 6, Kathy's New Brother. There's always like step brothers and step parents and stuff like this, and trying to navigate all of that. So of course, I mean, these are all life lessons, right? And then we have number 12, Hannah and the Daring Escape. And it says, Hannah froze as she wondered what to say. So that's very, very intriguing. So just 2 out of that one, like I said, from what I saw, it's a Christian series from the early 90s. So the Best Friends series by Hilda Stahl. Let me know. The next one is actually something that if I had known about this series back then, I definitely would have read it. So this is Camp Sunnyside Friends. And I was all about like summertime camps and wanting to go to those, you know, all summer camps where you would tell ghost stories and have sleepovers and do all the things in these cottages and stuff like that. I never ever went to anything like that when I was growing up. So this was right up my alley. So Camp Sunnyside Friends by Marilyn Kay. And the first one is No Boys Allowed. And then we have Cabin 6 Plays Cupid. This is number 2. And then number 5, Looking for Trouble. And again, we just have some wonderfulness on the cover here. So like I said, this one definitely would have been one that I would have 100% read when I was a kid, because it has that feeling of the Babysitter's Club super specials for some reason to me. So let me know if you've ever read any of this one. And then along the same lines, we have Sleepover Friends, so kind of akin to the Creepover series that I just read a bunch out of. So this is an Apple paperback by Susan Saunders. So the first one we have here, just look at that. Isn't that sweet? So this is number 5, Lauren's Big Mix-Up. And then we have number 15, Stephanie's Big Story. And then number 18, Stephanie and the Magician. Looks like the girls are at a birthday party here. So lots and lots of cheesy, wonderful fun. And then there's a couple of series here that I only got, you know, 1 out of. So the first one is The Boyfriend Club by Janet Quinn Harkin. And don't know a whole lot about this, but I'm assuming it's a little bit of older girls who are going through the time of crushes and first boyfriends and that sort of thing. And this is Ronnie's Dream Boy, and it says on the front, Ronnie's fantasy boyfriend is real. So just 1 out of that one. And 1 out of the Friends Forever series. This is number 5, Sealed with a Hug. Isn't that cute? So these are going to be wonderful, cheesy fun as well. And then next up we have 2 out of the Sisters series. So we have number 5, Always a Pair. So the Sisters series is by Jennifer Cole. So it says on the top here, so this gives us a little bit of an indication of what these are about. So obviously it's about a group of sisters. One is a dreamer, one is a tomboy, and one is a flirt. Friends and rivals. So of course some sisterly competition going on here, but ultimately they are best friends. So this one is number 5, Always a Pair, and it says Cindy's finding out that love can be a lot of work. And then we have number 8, Making Waves, and this really does look like it's straight out of a catalog. And it says on the front, the beach is the perfect place for the new girl in town to steal Cindy's boyfriend. Oh dear. So 2 out of the Sisters series, and then a couple of more series that I have 1 of each. So this one is very rare. I couldn't find a whole lot on this one. This is the junior high series. So this is book number 13, Who's Haunting the 8th Grade? So that sounds wonderful. So this is a Scholastic by Kate Kenyon. And you can see here it has very, very much a Sweet Valley sort of feel to it. Definitely like from the cover art. And then out of this one, The Girls of Canby Hall. This is book number 23. But She's So Cute. The Girls of Canby Hall is by Emily Chase. So just 1 out of that one. And it says, Can anyone be that helpless? So a lot of these are very intriguing to me. I know they're going to be a cheesy good time. And then a couple of random books. So this one, I've Got Your Number. And again, we look like we're straight out of a Sears catalog. I bought this book purely for the cover, but I know it's going to be good as well. So this is by Diane Curtis Reagan, and it says, Can falling in love with the right boy begin with a wrong number? So I know that's going to be some cheesy fun. And then this one is very, very nostalgic to me. A little bit outside of everything else that we've talked about. A lot of people have read this. Whatever Happened to Janie by Carolyn B. Cooney. So of course this is one of the sequels to The Face on the Milk Carton, which is a book that I read I don't know how many times when I was growing up. And it says, yeah, the companion to The Face on the Milk Carton. And this is the specific cover that I was looking for. So there's a couple of alternate covers, but this is the one that I read when I was growing up. So of course that's the one I went for. And then last but not least, we have a couple of Judy Blume. So these 2 are related to each other. So the first one is Just As Long As We're Together. I didn't read a whole lot of Judy Blume when I was growing up, but you know, I knew of it, of course. It just wasn't really in my wheelhouse at the time. So like I said, this is called Just As Long As We're Together. And then we have the companion book, Here's to You, Rachel Robinson. So I have those 2 to add to the collection as well. And there you guys go. So an old school April themed haul of books that I purposely didn't show you until this month that I've been holding on to for a bit. So some new series that I've started for my collection. Super, super excited about them. I know they're going to be a good time, and besides that, I've really been wanting to reread Paperback Crush so I can read a little bit more about what's at the core of a lot of these series, because it's really, really hard to find online. Some of them kind of speak for themselves, but some of them, you know, not really, and you're not really sure what you're going to be in store for. So again, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave me a thumbs up, leave me a question or a comment down below, because you know I love chatting with you guys. And until next time, stay spooky, everybody. Bye.